Before Howard Schultz built Starbucks into one of the most recognizable brands on earth, before more than 40,000 Starbucks stores served customers around the world, before billions of cups of coffee, before becoming one of the most influential entrepreneurs of his generation, Howard Schultz was a young man growing up in a public housing project in Brooklyn, New York. And that's where his story really begins. His father worked a series of blue-collar jobs. One winter, his father fell and broke his ankle while working. The injury wasn't just painful, it was financially devastating. There was no health insurance, no workers' compensation, no financial safety net. Howard watched his family struggle simply because one injury changed everything. That moment stayed with him for the rest of his life. It wasn't just about money, it was about dignity. Years later, Howard became the first person in his family to graduate from college. He worked hard. He sold office equipment. Eventually, he accepted a job in a small coffee company in Seattle called Starbucks. At the time, Starbucks didn't serve lattes or cappuccinos. It only sold coffee beans and equipment. Then Howard traveled to Italy. That trip changed his life. He saw coffee shops filled with conversation, friendship, community, people slowing down long enough to connect. He wasn't inspired by coffee, he was inspired by people. Howard returned to Seattle convinced that Starbucks could become something so much bigger. But the owners didn't agree. His vision was rejected. Most people would have accepted that answer. Howard didn't. He left Starbucks, started his own coffee company, raised money from investors after hearing no over and over and over again. Eventually, he bought Starbucks. And that's where everything changed. Starbucks expanded across America, then around the world, but Howard never forgot what happened to his father. He introduced health benefits for eligible employees, including many part-time workers, something almost unheard of in retail at that time. The breakthrough wasn't coffee, the breakthrough was seeing something others couldn't see. As Howard Schultz once said, in times of adversity and change, we really discover who we are and what we're made of. Sometimes your greatest disadvantage becomes your greatest advantage. The struggles you experience today may become the very reason you're able to help someone else tomorrow. Don't ignore the difficult seasons. They may be preparing you to build something that changes lives. Your greatest chapter may still be ahead of you. Here's another part of Howard Schultz's story that many people never hear. When he left Starbucks to pursue his own vision, investors weren't lining up to support him. In fact, he pitched his idea to well over 200 investors before assembling enough backing to move forward. Many simply didn't understand his vision. Howard wasn't selling coffee. He was trying to create what he later called third place, a welcoming place between home and work where people could gather, relax, and connect. That idea became one of the defining characteristics of Starbucks. Years later, after Starbucks had become enormously successful, Howard stepped away as CEO. But when the company began losing its identity and customer experience suffered, he returned to lead it again. He focused on restoring quality, reconnecting with customers, and strengthening the culture rather than chasing growth alone. That's another lesson successful people understand. Growth without purpose eventually loses direction. As Howard Schultz said, success is best when it's shared. The greatest businesses don't simply sell products, they create experiences, they solve problems, and they make people's lives a little better. Howard Schultz grew up watching his father struggle after his father was injured at work. Most people would have let that experience become bitterness. Howard turned it into purpose. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? He asked, what can I build because of it? That's a powerful question. Whatever you've been through, whatever setbacks you're experiencing, don't waste that lesson. Use it. Build from it. Grow because of it. As Howard Schultz said, dream more than others think practical. Your past doesn't have to limit your future. Sometimes it's the very thing preparing you to create it. Give us a like, subscribe to Accomplished Coach, and win. And remember, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.